Hey y'all, Biohack here. It's been a little while since we've done an update on the free-to-play Mystery Shard only account, so I figured I would check in with y'all and let you know how things are going. We kind of stopped doing the daily updates as we sort of hit the stage in the game where it was taking a long time to make some progress. But we have had some interesting things happen since the last video, so I want to kind of go over that. We also have the new fusion coming out pretty soon. What is his name? Let me double check that. Strategos Islin. Yeah, so we're going to go over his kit in a minute and talk about what he might be useful for in terms of this free-to-play account. So what has been going on? Well, first off, we have a red dot on our market, so we might as well go ahead and check that. There we go. We are on day, I want to say, 186. That's right, 186, which means you'll notice that we picked up Sill of the Drakes about a week ago. So yeah, very excited to get my hands on this champion. I do feel like Sill has been power crept a little bit. She used to be like the absolute GOAT. She hard carried my main account everywhere. When I first got her, I was using her in like duo and solo teams for hard mode, or not hard mode dungeons, for like Dragon 20 and stuff like that. But you know, with the addition of the hard, or not hard mode, the even just higher level dungeons, 25 dungeons, I stopped using her quite as much and started using other champions. And then with hard mode dungeons, I really don't use her in dungeons at all. That being said, she still is in some of the teams I use on Doom Tower waves, particularly because of that stun and ability to lock down stuff. She's great for clearing those waves, especially the hard ones, because you can just keep running it over and over again until you get really good luck with her stuns and relentless procs and stuff like that. And so she can be really nice for that. And her healing is pretty good, and her ability to revive is really nice. She's a great champion, and I think she still has a lot of value. Definitely want to build her. The problem on this account, though, is just it's so hard to get legendary books. We just keep getting amazing champions after amazing champions, even without pulling anything from shards, like I mentioned before. We've got so much stuff. So in terms of book priority right now, well, I decided to go ahead and book Emic, and I took him to 6-star. And I got pretty lucky in that we were able to land... it took us, we landed one in the A1, and everything else went directly into the A3 and the A2, so we needed those fully booked out for the team that I want to build, and we're good to go. So that's really nice. I did book him before I unlocked his passive, so we didn't have to worry about accidentally getting books going in there. At some point in the game, I'm sure we will want to get this, but right now, I'm just so tight on books. Books are the main thing keeping me away from doing Sand Devil on higher stages, and now, well, we needed it for Emic to get Ultra Nightmare a little more reliable. That being said, I have been farming Ultra Nightmare a lot. I've been doing like 3 or 4 keys on Ultra Nightmare, just not even using a speed tune team. Well, kind of using a speed tune team, depending on which affinity the boss is. You can see I did 27 million. I guess this is speed tuned, to be fair. This is my traditional Captain Ahab team, but it doesn't work on Force, and it doesn't work on Magic. Or sorry, it doesn't work on Spirit, and it doesn't work on Magic. On Spirit, there's a bug where the boss uses his abilities in the reverse order, and so the blocking of the stun and the cleansing, and the blocking of the slow doesn't end up syncing up properly because of that issue. Apparently, if you have Valerie on the team, she's the only champion I'm aware that does this. It reverses the boss's skills. It's super dumb. Don't know why it does that, but that's what happens. So anyway, that's an issue we have to deal with on Spirit Affinity. So it doesn't work on Spirit. On Magic, I need to use what was it? I needed... Actually, I wonder if I changed these guys in order. I was just going to say the problem with Magic is that... or maybe it's Force. That's the problem, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, maybe it actually wasn't working on Force. I don't know. Anyway, moral of the story is the team has issues with Affinity in terms of when I want to bring Newt into the team. That's what I'm trying to get to. The moral of the story is that Newt is amazing in Clan Boss. He has upped my damage so much, and even when I run it in ways that break the team because I don't have the stun targeting set up, because I don't have the right magic DPS to keep Valerie from getting stunned, I think that was actually the problem. It still just ends up working because Newt is a monster with the decreased attack on there that we didn't have before, that Rondo wasn't bringing to the team, and just the crazy damage that he's bringing in. We're able to get top chest in Nightmare. Or Ultra Nightmare, rather. So I'm super excited about that. That being said, I am working on a team that can do permanent unkillable with only Emic. You can run, I think it's only going to work on Nightmare. I haven't been able to get one that works on Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, but with just Emic alone, I can get a permanently unkillable team, like a budget, almost like a budget Maneater team. Except for it's a totally different tune where a number of the champions run at 4-3 ratios. Yeah, super excited about that. So I'm working on that now, and I needed to get him booked to do it. So that's why we put the books there, which is going back to that book issue. And then I just need to rebuild some champions to get it done. But I'm super excited about that. Other champions we picked up. Yesterday we had a champ training event, and I wanted to get the legendary book from it. So I took Syl up to 6-star, and I took Wukong. That's the other champion that we just got up to 6-star. Wukong, I think I'm going to build as a nuker for this level of account. On my main, I use him as like a support CC, but for this level of account, I think having him be an arena nuker is going to be the right call because we really don't have a lot of great nukers. So having him there will be in that role will be really good for now. Anyway, we'll maybe give him a tiny bit of accuracy just so that we can like perhaps sheep or strip buffs from other nuke champions or champions that don't build any resistance. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get this champion. I love him on my main account. He's really cool. And the nice thing is that he doesn't need books. Like all of this stuff, like books are nice, don't get me wrong, but all of his abilities will do everything they need to do without books. It just gives you more damage. So yeah, that's great. But like we don't have the legendary books to do something as like just getting more damage. Even though this is 30% more damage, which is huge. That's really nice. But I'm just not in a position where we can do that due to the fact that we're so out of legendary books. So anyway, that's the moral of the story. That's in terms of the major progress that we've had. I also took my Dark Elhain up to 5-star. I want to level her up. I want to get her actually in like a lifesteal set just so that I can make sure that she's soloing the Faction Wars boss. But that's another thing. In terms of who I really want to book next, it's still Cronam. He's like, I really, really want to get him up and going because I do think I can get him to solo stage 24 of Sand Devil now. And one of the things I've been doing in the gap since I've last recorded videos is we had a 3x regeneration in the Fire Knight drop rate event, and I basically ran it 24/7 around the clock using gems for energy refills and everything. I mean, I used as many as I could. My runs are like 5 minutes plus each, so it's not like I can spam out a crazy amount, but I did run a ton of Fire Knight. We also had a speed event right after that, so I did run some of that as well, and I got some really cool pieces that I want to show you. So I'm going to jump over to our gear, and let's take a look at our regen. Where is the regen? Here we go. Okay, should we start with the cool? Well, okay, we won't start with the coolest one. We'll save that one for last. So some good ones in here. I think it was this one. Yeah, check this guy out. Very nice. Double speed roll. Love that. And we got a defense as a substat. This definitely isn't the best piece in the world, but the hardest part of getting that Sand Devil team to work is that you need to be really fast in regen gear. So you basically need like double or triple rolls on all of your regen pieces in order to get enough speed to get Cronam to do that job. So that's getting any kind of speed rolls, double speed rolls on regeneration gear is huge. If it has a nice substat like defense, that's good. It would have obviously been a lot better if this didn't roll attack percent and if it got something, it got the defense percent instead of the flat defense, but that was one piece that we picked up. Okay, are there any other ones I want to mention? Oh, we got this one here. Yeah, another nice piece. I think this is a new piece that I haven't showed you guys yet. Double speed and an accuracy in a weapon. Very nice. Very happy about that. I rolled this one up today. Got attack percent as the last roll, which is a bit of a bummer. So that is what it is. Okay. should I show you? Should we jump to the... Oh, wait, yeah, we got this one, too. I wanted to show you guys. This one's really nice as well. I probably will end up using this helmet, but this will be good on a different champion. We've got defense percent, accuracy, speed, and a triple roll in HP. Now, obviously, we would have preferred more rolls in speed, and it is only 5-star, so it's not quite as good as it could be. But still, these are perfect rolls for a defensive champion that might want to be in regeneration. So really happy about this. Next time we get, I didn't do it on the last one, but next time we get another free regearing event, I'm going to rebuild like all of my champions, because right now we're just kind of like prepping all the gear that we want to use, and then when we actually get the free regearing, I'll regear everyone. But I don't really, like, it's not going to necessarily unlock any new content. If I get stuck on something in particular, maybe I'll regear champions for that, but it's like, I'm not going to move on to past Fire Knight right now based on regearing my champions, right? It's not going to unlock any new content, so I'd rather just wait. Okay, so some other pieces we picked up. I can't remember exactly which one of these we had before and which ones are old, but, you know, we're getting more and more regen gear. But, okay, so here's the piece that I'm the most excited about. This one made me so happy, and it's the shield right here. Check this guy out. Bam! 6-star triple roll regeneration shield with accuracy and HP percent. Oh my god, this piece is so good for that Cronam build, right? This is as good as we're gonna get from an epic piece. With all of that speed, we need speed, HP, and accuracy are all stats we need on regen, and we need a big priority on speed so we can get him fast enough, and that's exactly what this piece gave us. So, like, literally, I kind of mentioned this in the past, where like a single piece of gear can have more impact on your account than an entire champion. And like, this is an example of that, where like this single piece alone is probably going to be the difference between being able to get Cronam to solo Sand Devil and not being able to solo Sand Devil, because we have to be able to get him to go fast and have a lot of accuracy and a lot of tankiness, and a piece like this is what makes that happen. So I was just so happy about this one. This was such a good piece to pick up. When it triple rolled on speed, I was just like, yes, oh, that's what we needed. So yeah, that was a major cool piece that I want to show you guys. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else in here we got. I mean, we have some interesting pieces. I've got where is it? I feel like, was it this one? No. I had a piece in here. It was like an accuracy chest with a couple of speed rolls. I don't know where it went. But anyway, yeah, so got some good regeneration gear during that event. I did farm a decent bit of speed gear. I can't remember if I picked up anything new. Oh, can't remember if this is a new piece or not. We did get this triple roll weapon with speed and accuracy and HP. I think I already did have a triple roll. Actually, let me check. Did we have a triple roll on... Yeah, we had a triple roll weapon already on speed. This one's a little better. It's got a little bit more speed. It's also got the accuracy roll, which is really nice, and the HP, whereas this one is resistance, and like the crit damage and the HP are not useful. So this one's a little bit better, but we already did have a triple roll for a weapon, so it's a good upgrade, or it's a good piece. It's an amazing piece. We love it, but it's not like the crazy upgrade for like the arena speed lead that since we already had something like that before. That being said, Arbiter is not my arena speed lead, so it's good to have that. But yeah, other things that we got, I think I got some perception, so let me go check that out. There was one piece I was looking at earlier. Where is it? I thought it was a weapon? Yeah, here we go. We got a triple roll on a weapon. Actually, I thought I had a triple... No, here it is, this one. We got a triple roll with an accuracy substat on a 6-star weapon with crit rate. This is a really good piece as well. As you can tell, I'm mostly excited about getting all these triple rolls in speed. You just need so many champions to have high speed. So picking up a piece like this is beautiful. Yeah, okay. Did I get any Savage I was really excited about? I got this piece, rolled it up, rolled in HP again, which is a bit of a bummer. I mean, we've got some interesting pieces here. I can't really, yeah, I don't know. I think this stuff is mostly stuff you guys seen before. So I think that's the major things, updates that we've had. I haven't actually put a lot of this gear on champions yet. Like I said, I need to do a bunch of re-gearing, but I've been kind of lazy, or I've just been like farming. Like I've just been doing all the AFK stuff, just like farming and like running stuff, but I've been very lazy about like actually going through the gear and like selling it and leveling it up and things like that. Oh, I did want to show you another cool piece I got. Okay, sorry. I know. I'm just always so excited about gear, man. Gear is so good. All right, let's check this out. Check this guy out. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. We got a triple roll speed accuracy for Sylvan Watchers, which is pretty nice. I thought I was going to use this on Emic, but to be honest, this one ends up getting used in all the builds anyway because it's a 6-star. This is a 5-star. This is like the huge difference. Like you can see, like literally the triple roll and on the speed is not even as good as the rare piece. Like the legendary triple roll speed piece gets outclassed by the rare piece. Ugh, feels bad. But I don't know. I do have someday. I'm like, well, actually, we haven't been able to kill the Sylvan Watcher's boss yet, mostly because I've been using all champions that aren't geared. So getting Emic in a decent build so that he can actually get through that is going to be pretty nice. So yeah, that's going to get us the faction war boss for that. And then we'll be, because like I said, I have Elhain coming up. I still haven't actually finished like the Ogren faction boss or the Undead or the Sylvan Watchers. I haven't lost any energy. I think I've only lost energy like twice for not being able to kill the boss. But yeah, I do want to get that done. So we're going to be able to do Undead and we're going to be able to do Sylvan Watchers. So that's going to make sure we never lose the quest again. Not that we've actually had that issue. The other thing I'm really interested in is I need to start actually finishing some of these quests. So Barbarians is probably going to be the easiest one now that we have Syl. Want to build her out with Syl on the team, Zephyr Sniper on the team, and Shield Guard on the team. I think we can probably do stage 21. Especially if we get Syl built well enough. I mean, she can kind of hyper carry. And then between like all the stuns on Zephyr Sniper and the damage from Shield Guard, I mean, he's a great solo champion. And then Syl in there, I think we could probably get it done. If not, Delaja's waiting in the wings, and we are going to have Cronam coming in too. So I do definitely want to put a big emphasis on getting faction wars. Not necessarily faction wars done, but getting teams that can farm at the max stage of the different faction wars so we can make sure we're getting the best opportunities of getting glyphs every day. Especially like on my main account right now, I'm just like constantly just out of glyphs. It's like getting the right builds on champions really is like glyphs are so important. So anyway, I want to start doing that as quickly as possible, but it's just hard to find time between all of the different fusions to actually level some stuff up and to get masteries and things. So I need to, honestly, I need champions that I don't need masteries on pretty soon. But I feel like we're getting the core of our team done. Like I feel like I don't need to build any more champions. Oh, I did. I think this was true before, but I definitely finished leveling up Templar to 60, finished all his masteries. So he's waiting in the wings for when we get stuck on Bommel to come in and basically solo Bommel for us so that we can progress through the Doom Tower. I've been making good progress through the Doom Tower. I decided to still go up through the normal side first because I didn't want to get locked behind Bommel before I was able to finish Templar because I just kind of finished everything up with him recently. But yeah, I'm going well. We're we're farming Dark Fae on stage 80. On normal and moving up quickly. Newt is so good for all the dark or just like bosses in general, man. He's a monster. So really nice having him. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is the new fusion. So let me go jump over there. Here we'll do this. We'll do this. Okay, here we go. So let's go through his skills. Strategos Islin is the name of the champion, and I think he's going to be kind of interesting. He seems a little underwhelming from some of the playtests I've seen, but you know we're always going to go for fusions on this count, and I think I'm going to go for my main go for it on my main account too, especially since he's high elves, and I really want to get my faction guardians for high elves max so I can get that extra speed for my arbiter speed booster. Okay, so what's his kit do? Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a provoke. It books up to 45%, or no, 55%. Sorry, no, it's an extra 25% chance. So it was 35. It's 60. Books up to 60% chance. If he's counterattacking, it goes up to 75% chance. There we go. I can do math. So this is kind of interesting, to be honest. Whenever you see a provoke on A1, it immediately makes you think of Hydra and provoking that Head of Decay. So, yeah, I think he could be pretty interesting for this. But, you know, I've seen like other content creators make videos on him and that they showed him off, and it seems like he's a little actually underwhelming for Hydra. But on my account, on this free to play account especially, we're going to need every provoker we can get, right? Because, I have champions like Jizzo, which are great at it, but I'm eventually going to need more than one team to do it. So I think he's going to be really nice for that. And a lot of times it's like, yeah, sure, it's not 100% chance, but a lot of times just getting it down once on the very first cycle of the Hydra is so important, because you have those tunes where it's like, um, the head of, like, you'll go and you'll put your block debuffs up on the Hydra, right? And then the head of decay will cleanse it, and then head of wrath will go and take a turn, give himself increased attack, and then the head of blight will put out poison cloud on all the enemy heads. So now you've got the head of wrath. That's the current rotation, and it's just a complete nightmare. Like, if you let that cycle happen, you're screwed from turn one, because now you've got a head of wrath, increased attack. You can't strip the buff unless you can do it without a champion. Like, you can't hit him because everything you do is going to be weak hitting. So you have to have very niche champions that can strip the buff, or it's just a complete nightmare. It's a disaster. So a lot of times, if you can just get a provoker that can provoke for that one turn, so just so you can get things up and running, it can make a huge difference. And so I think he can be useful for that, especially because he does bring some other interesting things for Hydra. In particular, he brings this decreased speed on an AoE, which is really nice. He also decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by one turn, which can be pretty handy as well, especially if something like the Head of Mischief steals all your buffs. You can decrease the duration of those, which is going to be important because he's going to be putting out a lot of buffs on your team. So we definitely want to make sure we're dealing with the Head of Mischief that way. This is a pretty nice ability for Hydra. Decreased speed is a really nice thing to have, and like I said, that decreased duration is good as well. His other ability, that was on a 3-turn cooldown. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. Ally protection on all allies except this champion, and increased defense on all allies except for this champion for 2 turns. Very, very nice for keeping your team alive. It puts a counterattack and a shield on him. So this gives him some potential to be a mischief tank. Because he is getting the counterattack, that's nice. Of course, he's not putting the ally protection on himself. He's putting it on your team, so that means the rest of your team is going to have one more buff than he will. So really, this counterattack is just kind of like bringing you on par with the rest of your team in terms of number of buffs. But he does get the shield, so there's some potential to be a mischief tank there, especially if you can put him in something like a blood shield, because he'll then have the counterattack. So when he gets hit, he'll go and hit the enemy, which will give him more shield. Well, if his shield is out, it will give him an extra shield, so you can kind of continually make sure that he has the most buffs. Unfortunately, like I said, this is a 2-turn duration with a 4-turn cooldown, so he's not going to be perfect, but I think there's a possibility of using him as a mischief tank, but you will have to be kind of careful with how you do it. An interesting idea. Okay, and then the passive is whenever he's attacked, he heals himself by 1% for each 500 defense he has. Then he heals all allies under ally protection by 30% of that initial heal. And his passive, or his aura, as he brings 60 accuracy in all battles. I've heard and seen videos of this passive where it looks like right now if he's under shield, or if he has, actually, I guess a better way to say it is, if he has full HP and then he heals himself, it doesn't actually do anything to your allies. Like, it only heals your allies for HP that he personally actually recovers. And so since he's putting shields on himself and he's a pretty tanky champion in general, he's oftentimes at full health under a shield. And so when he takes damage and he technically heals, he doesn't end up healing anyone on your team because he was already full health to begin with. So that definitely limits his utility a lot. The fact that this is on a 4-turn cooldown is also a bummer. If it was on a 3-turn cooldown, it could be a lot more interesting for clan boss stuff where you extend the duration. Although, I guess to be fair, if you run him at like a 4-3 ratio with the clan boss and run the rest of your team at like a 3 or a 1-to-1, a 3-to-3 ratio with the clan boss, you could maybe make it work to give your team the ally protection and increased defense. Could be good for sure, especially if you don't have better options. But I feel like he's more of like an early game progression champion as opposed to someone who's going to be really top tier end game. That being said, I still think he's going to be kind of interesting for my account. So I think he's cool for the free to play account. I'm going to get him on the main account. I'm going to put him in the vault. I probably never will use him on my main account. unless for some reason there's niche content that comes out where we really need a champion like this. But I don't expect for that to be the case. So that's kind of where I'm feeling for him. But I think I'll get some play at him on the free to play account. But he'll definitely be very low priority in terms of getting the books out there. Just because there's so many other priority champions right now. But hopefully, once we start farming Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare every day, we can start to up our legendary book production a little bit and get some of these champions booked out. But all right, that's going to be it for me today. I guess if you guys want, I can start doing like daily updates again for the fusion. But my initial inclination is probably not. Maybe do like one every week or so, and we'll just see how it goes from there. But let me know what you guys want. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.